All right, this is James Pelton, and I'm here with a special event. So you guys are used to AMAs, but this is not an AMA. You see a team here, but it's not for an AMA. We're here for a special burn event. So we had talked about when I did an AMA with Furio, we had talked about how this would be fun to come on here and show them burning the tokens. It's kind of a celebration for Furio holders, seeing that burn, those tokens burned. So as always, it would be helpful if you guys can hit the like button as we get going here and comment. I usually do where you're from, but I think a lot of people I know where you're from already. I need a new question, and I need to think of these before I get on so that I'm not put on the spot. But let's do. I'm going to Malta on Sunday to audit the yield nodes team. So let's go ahead and do your favorite. Let's do your favorite vacation destination. That's what we'll do. And again, that's just a comment to get the YouTube algorithm spinning so they know that this is good stuff. So for Steve and Chris Squared, that's what I call the Chris Squared. Do you guys want to just give like a brief introduction in case there's people watching who might not be familiar with you, a brief introduction of who you are, who Furio is, and what we're doing here today?
Sure. Who wants to go first? All right. I guess I'll give a brief introduction to myself. My name's Steve. I'm the lead developer of all the Furio stuff. I've been a software engineer for around 20 years. Been working primarily in the crypto space for the last 10. I've done some crypto exchanges and some online casinos and some Web3 stuff and tokens and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, that's me, I guess.
Okay, that's cool. I'll jump in next. Chris Doran, as it says on the screen. My background is degree in economics and accountancy, hence the love of DeFi, postgrad in international marketing, worked in the fiat world for many a year. Chris and I have worked together for a long time and had a big shared interest in crypto, both been investing and doing bits and pieces, and we were having a chat and thought, yeah, let's do our own thing because we think it'd be good fun to do. So along came Furio. It's been just a month now, and it's been a pretty amazing adventure. And very, very excited for what's been achieved and our first live burn. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm Chris. Musician turned graphic designer turned Forex trader turned crypto head. I've been around a long time in the crypto space, getting into dev and getting into graphical side of things. And the financial world has always been something that I've been invested in, traded Forex and primarily gold for a long time. And crypto was kind of the perfect combination for all of the skill sets to come together. And when me and Chris started speaking quite a long time ago, Furio was the beginnings of that, all of those components coming together. So here we are.
Awesome. I think that's a normal progression, musician to graphic designer to crypto. I think there's a lot of people that have taken that journey. So I'm just kidding. You're the first that I've heard. I want to welcome people who are joining us. Web, thanks for being here, brother. Matt wants to know if Chris is inside a printing shop, or where are you coming to us from, Chris?
So I've got a couple of 2 or 3 offices, and this is one of my offices. So you are getting to see where I actually live. I'm based right now. So yeah, you'll see if the occasional man walk past. It's an entertaining window.
There you go. You have all sorts of coworkers, right? Can we talk about? Could you, before we get going, could you just mention what is the burn event and what's the significance for Furio holders? Maybe just in case people don't understand. Hey, what's the big deal? Why are we doing a party out of this?
Yeah, certainly. Well, I think the key bit out of it, as we've said all along, is it's a non-inflationary ecosystem. We've always had the tax mechanisms, and we came up with a system whereby a certain amount was going to get burnt.
Did we lose him? Chris? Oh no, Chris, other Chris or Steve, you better take over.
Yeah, so
your broadband connection letting you down.
Yeah, there he goes. No problem.
Yeah, sorry, did you carry on in my absence there, Chris? Or...
Sorry, no, it's okay. So yeah, basically, one of the core things of Furio, obviously, as we've explained before, is that we paired it with USDC for a reason. Was the stability of the price that we wanted to obtain, which we've achieved so far in a really great way. But through the NFT, the purchase of the NFTs for downlines using the Furio token, and using the burn events and locking away liquidity, we're able to actually decrease circulating supply as well as the total supply as well. So the burn events are part of something that we're going to be doing on a regular basis. We said we'd come back and see you and do this, and it's the burn events will obviously, as time goes by, get bigger and bigger. More fuel will get burned as we obviously accumulate more in taxes. This is just the first burn event to give you guys a taste of the deflationary tokenomics.
Very cool. Yes, and we could do it more often. I mean, every time we could make this a regular thing that we do. Perhaps I think that'd be kind of fun. All right, so how do you guys want to do this? Are we? You mentioned you have a graphic. What's the best way to get this going?
I'll just share my screen.
Maybe while we're waiting, can you say when the auto compound will be live? Is that a question somebody
tomorrow.
can answer? Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. Very cool.
Okay, can you see my screen? There we go.
Yes, we got it.
Okay. Let me just bring up the right page. So I'm trying to see two screens at the same time here. Okay, so we're burning, on this first burn event, we're burning 1,996 fuel. So I'll just press confirm. This is going to the BNB burn address.
That's about 10K.
$10,000, yeah. Yep.
I
guess we can use dollars and euros interchangeably now. Is that how it works?
Yeah, it looks like parity is something of
Euro's the new stable coin.
Yeah, well, we're in pound sterling here, so at least we've escaped that headache.
Let's see, Kism is wanting to know, is it possible to share how many wallets are in negative? Is that a statistic that's available?
It's not easily available, but I've got some updates coming where we're going to start kind of storing some wallet stats and make it easier to pull that up.
Okay,
so,
and then
okay, guys, are you ready? This is the big reveal. We've done it. There you go. The burn.
Nice. See, that's what you get when you have graphic designer going into crypto. Is you get some cool graphics. That is awesome. Very cool. So, then we have a few questions. Actually, some people are just joining and they have no idea what we're here for, what we're doing. So, the project is Furio, and I'm going to post a link to their website. They are on BSC, so you can go buy straight on their website in the app. I'll put a link to that too. I guess I should probably use my referral link. I got to remember to do that. I'm going to start building my team. The team has been, Furio team's been telling me, hey, build your team, and I keep forgetting. So there's my referral link. But yeah, you can buy. And if you guys remember, I have a full AMA with the team, so we're not going to go through the whole project all over again. But what I liked about this project was they reward you if you compound, and maybe I'll bring up that chart again, because I think that was really helpful. But they reward you if you compound the right amount of times, and then they give you a lower ROI if you do if you claim too often. Let me see if I can grab that chart here real quick.
I've got it on screen now for you.
Oh, there you go. Look at this. This is great. So I really like that, because it encourages people to do what is helpful for the protocol. So that makes it more sustainable. So I think that was a really neat idea. Any more news on the 2.5% club? How many people qualified for the first giveaway so far? This is turning into an AMA.
Well, the club was officially launched a few days ago because that meant that the protocol was 28 days old, which meant the first people could have reached 2.5%. So it's pretty exciting. There's a raffle for club members next Tuesday at 1800 UTC. So we've deliberately done it so people have got over a whole week to actually get in the club who didn't start compounding immediately. The week after, there's a Louis Vuitton purse or wallet, depending on the winner's preference. Week after that, there's more Furio tokens, and the week after that is a Breitling watch. So people have got time to make sure that they're in there to get qualified for the event. So yeah, lots of people in the 2.5% club. So Steve and Piers are managing that. Steve from who's legitimately in their connection, and then Piers, who leads our Fast Team program, he's going to be administering the raffles and everything. And they will be done either via our YouTube channel or in the Telegram group, or possibly with James Pelton. Who knows? But there's loads of potential there for options to do the live raffles.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many possibilities. Keep you guessing. GFlex says Furio is the best ROI project in DeFi. So there you go. You got a fan in GFlex. Auto compounding. Yeah. And auto compounding coming tomorrow. So that'll be helpful for people who, you don't have to come in and keep. I will appreciate that one because, I don't check projects too often. And so being able to auto compound is awesome. When do you implement the stopping of emissions after 24 hours if you don't compound?
That's going to go live with the auto compound. So what we always felt was, it was always our intention that after 24 hours, you either claimed or compounded. So but we always felt that if someone was ill or they went away on holiday, we thought we needed to give them an option. So we thought we've played fair and we've cut some slack. Now the auto compound facility will be there. So it gives people the choice to make, which then makes the true variable ROI live, because it genuinely means it's a day per activity. So the 24-hour cut-off is going to kick in with the auto compounding.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. Matt wants to know, do I have permission to name my puppy Furio?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know that you need their permission. They probably won't take you to court for trademark infringement or anything like that. So you'll probably be
we'll have to. We'll be releasing merchandise soon, so we're going to have to get some dog tags, aren't we?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Another revenue stream right there. Dog tags. OWeb. It's a nice concept. Didn't know about this project. We'll definitely check them out. Yeah. So and I do have a previous AMA where we walked pretty in-depthly through the project. So again, not going to do that here today. This was just a party that is turned into an AMA. There's questions flying in from all sorts of people. Let's see. So yeah, auto compounding release tomorrow. We already answered that one. Furio's the new drip killer. I will not comment on that one. When auto compound available, that'll be tomorrow. Kism's wanting to know about how many wallets and the different stats, and I think we mentioned there might be more wallet stats coming up sometime. That's a few comments. Really want to see the stats.
Yeah, it was only 28 days into the rolling program 3 days ago. So what we want to do is have at least another week. That's why we didn't immediately do the first raffle on the 2.5% club, because it wouldn't be fair, because it was literally only people who'd got in from day one then. So we're giving it at least a week to evolve, and that will make the stats more meaningful. But we know there's a lot of people who are literally in there and going straight the way through to max payout, which is fantastic.
Yes, very cool. Yeah, and then I'm posting the link to the old AMA. I have a hard time multitasking. Last AMA. So I just posted that down in the comments. So there's a link to our full AMA that we did, walking through the project real closely. That's what Dream Crypto Mining was asking for that. How old is Furio? When was a launch date for you guys?
14th of June.
14th of June. Okay, so it's been almost exactly a month. And how do you feel like your first month has gone?
If you want to share the screen, put out my screen again, Pelton. James. Got you by your second name.
Like, wow, yeah.
Sorry, that was very regimented.
No, that's totally fine. It's like I feel bonding, when you're calling me that.
We're on first name terms now, right?
Next, you'll have a pet name for me or something.
Let me get this on the 12 so it looks a bit. So this, you can see as we've gone so far, we obviously got this launch phase. We've come up, we've come down, we've gone back up, and we're obviously getting into technicals. It's impossible to do technical analysis on a project this small, this like early, but the sideways channel, we're in a really nice stable position. And the thing that we always wanted, and the reason Furio has been built like it has, was to get this out of the chart and get this nice starting to stabilize kind of price. So a lot of people, would go, oh, Furio to the moon and everything else. And we constantly said, that's not what we want. We want stable. That's what we've been after. So, we're really, really over the moon. We've got such a superb community. We've worked so hard, and we continue to work so hard behind the scenes with an insane amount of things that are coming forward. So, this is how well it's gone so far, guys. It's going really well. We're really absolutely over the moon with it so far.
Very cool. Has there been any talk about working with Horde with their LMS thing? That's the thing everybody's doing nowadays. I don't know if you guys have given that any thought.
The liquidity pooling. Yeah, a lot of people have been in touch about that. We've got a very stringent roadmap of things. The ecosystem is actually complete. We just need to bring it out in the stages it needs to be brought out.
Okay, very cool. And JB, always appreciate you, brother. He says, just dropping by, 19 likes, but we have way more viewers than that. So yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already. That helps the YouTube algorithm. So I always say we like to scam the YouTube algorithm, rug pull the YouTube algorithm is what we're after. Chloe says, could we please sort out bullet point quick update text document that can be sent out to team members and teams? So that's something that she's requesting. So I don't know if you have any comments on that.
We come away from the AMAs and then we're working like crazy on the back end of everything. So if anybody who's free to, we can certainly look to doing it. The AMAs have been repetitive in their nature in terms of anything else, and our medium is actually the way to find out about new updates, because that's where the time and effort goes in. So the AMAs always have historically been obviously discussing the project in detail. The update parts that we are officially announcing will always come through Medium and Twitter. But sure, we can certainly look to getting somebody on board to trying to do that for us, because obviously if we try to divide our time even more, we're not doing the job that we want to be doing. We should be getting on with. So yeah, we'll look at it, Chloe.
I don't think you're actually doing anything though. You already launched. What else is there to do? So I'm sure you have plenty of time to do things like that. So
yeah, if you have this discussion this time next week, you'll realize why.
Okay. Will you have the ability to auto compound for an X number of days? I think people are wanting to know if you can compound 6 days and claim 1 day, or if you have to go in and turn the auto compounder off, or how does that work?
You set the auto compounder for the amount of days you want. But once it's running, it's running. So if you want to do a 6-1 strategy, you'd set the auto compound for 6 days and then go back and check when the auto compound is finished, and then you claim the next day. So that's the beauty of it. It's variable. You literally pick the amount of days you want and set it running.
Okay.
And it does everything for you, even if your ROI rate changes during the period that you've auto compounded for, then it'll do that for you, and it literally takes the whole transaction. It does your round robin. That's why it's taken quite a while to develop, because the sheer complexity of the transactions that you set running by auto compounding behind the scenes.
Okay.
So yeah, full beta version will be out tomorrow.
Okay, very cool. I think people are looking forward to that. Furio chart is the most good-looking chart in this bear market with the anti-whale mechanisms. So it's definitely a better chart than most. I will give it that. So we don't have a lot of positive charts to look at. So that's good. How do we win the Breitling watch? And I'm so uncultured, I don't even know what that is. I'm Googling it right now, but how do we win that?
Basically, all you need to do is be in the 2.5% club. So you've basically got 28 days of compounding behind you, and then that automatically puts you in the raffle for the watch.
Okay, and I did Google it, and they're cool watches. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
They are nice watches.
Yeah,
I'd love to win one myself.
yes. So here's a
The
question.
team are excluded.
The team is excluded. Wait, am I excluded or am I?
No, you can enter. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, very cool. We'll talk about it later. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do back deals like that. Is it possible to withdraw the principal amount? And the answer is no, correct? So it's you put in, and the amount you put in is locked in there, but you can take out, back to that chart that Chris had earlier, you can take out a certain amount per day, or you can compound, and the more you take out, the lower your percentages. If you let it compound, then you get that up to that 2.5%. Let's see. We already answered some of these. So if I ignore your question, chances are we already asked it. So you can watch the recording of this. But yeah, check out the white paper on the website. There's a lot of information there. Watch that old AMA, and we go through it real extensively. This is a good one. Can you give average daily ROI rate across all wallets? Is that possible, or you'd have to dig for that a little bit?
We would have to dig for that, but that's actually an interesting question. And so I hadn't even thought of that. So while we're making some of these changes, maybe I can squeeze that in,
Yep. I think Kism really wants some stats. So all of
Yeah,
his or
we
her
got that
questions have been
impression.
about stats. So that's cool. Must be a math person. So I can relate to that. Let's see. Okay, yeah. What's a burn in crypto? What's the purpose and impact of it? So we talked a little bit about it later. Do you want to go into it just a little bit more?
Yeah, so obviously we have a certain supply that's circulating, and by decreasing circulating supply, the ratio of price will go up. So it's one of our metrics that we've burnt 10,000 Furio. It may not seem like a lot, but it is quite a lot. $10,000 worth of Furio, sorry. But as we continue to do this on a permanent basis, on a regular basis, we're constantly controlling / potentially decreasing the circulating supply of Furio, which teamed up with the locking of Furio into extra components going forward, including the NF downline NFTs and the liquidity provisions as well as the obvious notion that people are buying liquid supply and locking it into the vault. We're decreasing the max supply and decreasing the circulating supply at the same time.
Yeah, so if you think of it this way, imagine that there was only 5 signed LeBron James jerseys in the world. Well, if you burned 4 of them, what would happen to the one that's left? Well, it's worth a lot more because it's rarer now. And so it's the same idea here, that there's a certain amount of Furio tokens that are out there. And if you get together and burn a whole bunch of them, then that means the ones that you have are worth more because they're rare. So that's kind of the idea behind it. So it's good for holders. And then how do you think about that as affecting price? Because it doesn't really affect price immediately. How do you? I have a hard time thinking through that too. Maybe I'll get your input.
I think the best way to think about it is the metrics are there to stabilize price. So technically speaking, you would increase price by doing certain metrics, but we see it more as a combination of effects that will stabilize the price, not maybe it's not a metric to shoot the price up. It's more that control factor that we want.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that is the goal. Is if you're getting your return every day, you don't really necessarily want the price to go up. You don't really want it to go down. If you keep it where it is, then you can get that 2.5% a day, or 2 or 1.5, whatever you're at, and it'll be good for everyone involved. Alexander's wondering, are you planning any partnerships?
We're in talks with a few different people, and we vet people. Everyone knows how hard we work and how much effort and time goes into Furio. So the brand is incredibly important to us and will be going forward. So we have been approached, we are talking to, and it's obviously part of our roadmap. We are wanting to reach out and do partnerships, but it has to be beneficial to us. Obviously, it has to be in line with our brand and what we think of everything in general, but also important, has to be beneficial to the partnering company as well. So yeah, we will be doing something at some point.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys were expecting all these questions, but they're coming. Is it possible to allow auto compounding multiple times a day?
So it's going to be 1 time per day only, just because those transaction fees need to come from somewhere. And so if everybody was auto compounding multiple times a day, it would end up being expensive essentially.
I think the other key point is there actually isn't a great deal of point in auto compounding multiple times a day, because all you're effectively doing is compounding the marginal amount. So even if you're at 2.5%, all you're achieving is 2.5% of 2.5%. And then you start looking at gas fees and all the rest of it. It really is, there isn't a significant advantage in doing it anyway.
Yeah, unless you had like $1 million in there,
Yeah,
then it might be worth it. But yeah, for most people, when you compare the gas fee with it, it's probably not going to be worth it to do it too often. Are any plans for external revenue sources?
Ask us the question in a week.
Okay, all right. So that's like a pre-alpha. That ask us later, and there will be alpha later. Okay, very very good. Could Furio compare itself with Bloom DeFi? And I'll say yes. They're kind of similar type projects. I would say Furio is a little bit more involved with making sure that people, because if everyone just claims every day, it's not going to work out super well. And so Furio does a good job of incentivizing people to compound more than they claim. So. And Kism says, can you dig up now live how many people are in negative zone? Doing things live is very difficult. So if it happens, it happens. But she said, I'm so curious to know how many people are in negative zone. That's very, very funny. That chart, I'll say on behalf of the Furio team, they will get you that info sometime soon. I'll say that. Put you guys on the spot there for that. Let's see. Any dashboard or stats being built in the DApp? So stats seem to be an important thing to the community. Would be nice to see the negative zone people. Okay. All right. We'll get it. Let's see. Man, there's so many questions. This is more questions than I get on actual AMAs. Like, what's going on here? Has the Furio any limit, or is there no limit? Is there a set amount of Furio tokens?
So there's a set. The protocol launched with a million top limit, and we are not currently at that level, obviously, and we've just burnt more. If the tax pool were ever to drain, then there's a function to mint new tokens. We are nowhere near the limit at this moment in time, and it would take quite a substantial amount of tax pool being empty for us to even get to the launch limit that we set in the first place. So we're well within boundaries at this moment in time, but the ecosystem has a lot of things being built. As we said before, Furio is an umbrella of multiple components as we grow. We're not here to be a small ecosystem. We're here to strategically grow a larger ecosystem, which you're going to see over the coming months, right? So although there's a function to do that, which we had to have in place, the amount of use case that the ecosystem is going to have, the possibility chances are very low.
Okay. And then is it a virtual burn?
They've been sent to the burn address. They've been burned. They've gone.
All right, so they are gone. I thought he meant, is it virtual, or are we doing like actually with fire burning something? And that maybe for next time, let's work on it. I'll take my laptop outside and we'll burn. I'll make some little Furio tokens or something, and we'll actually burn them. Let's see. Is there an upper limit to how many times you can compound a particular wallet?
Is there a limit to how much can be pounded? So
I think they mean like a max payout. Like
yeah. There's a max payout. There's a maximum withdrawal of 100,000 from the project in total, which effectively means in the vault there's no more point in having 27,778, because at that point times 3.6 it's 100,000. So that is the effective limit. Yeah.
Okay. And will we have somewhere else to spend our Furio to provide further use cases and limit sell pressure?
Come back in a week.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that a asking a week type thing?
Yep.
Can we also manually compound and let it auto compound? Man, these guys don't miss anything.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So when you're auto compounding, there's nothing that's going to stop you from doing a regular compound or even a claim.
Okay, very cool. Then we talked about max payout, and Kism. So if you have enough Furio tokens, then you have to run the math of what the gas price is and how much you're going to be getting. And there would be times where compounding, maybe twice a day might, make you a few extra dollars. So yeah, just run that math, and you'd have to have quite a bit of Furio tokens to make it worth it, but just run that math. Let's see. Can we increase our investment if the auto compounding is active? So can you do deposits while auto compounding is on?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. Is there a minimum amount needed in the vault to auto compound?
When we launch, yes. So we're launching it as a beta. We've got some restrictions on it because we want to kind of step this out and not just go all in on it because it's so complex. So currently there's 100 Furio minimum vault balance. But the idea is we're going to launch this. We're going to watch it, make sure everything's going correctly, and then start slowly removing those limits and allow more people to participate in the auto compound.
Okay, very cool. And Dewana says Furio rocks. So there you go. The anti-dump mechanics are top of the line. Shout out to the squad. What's the background on how you guys came up with the name Furio?
Brand concept, really. I mean, obviously we've gone with Orange Fire, Furio kind of branding, but like we've said many times, the key point really for us was we wanted to create a professional DeFi product that had financial connotations and could be used as an umbrella business. We had Furio.io, the Furio token, of course. So it was more really a branding exercise of professionalism, corporate blue chip ideologies, something that's easy to remember. And it was great. The community have done their own thing. The Italians constantly say Forza Furio, and we've got the Fast and the Furious and all those. So it's great. The community have really taken it on board. It's really great. So there's not really any other reason than that, and it flows off the tongue. It's just an easy to remember brand for us, and that was the reason why.
And we thought it'd be a great name for puppies that someone's latched onto.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we might have to cut off questions here soon.
We need a photo of Furio the dog, by the way.
Yes, yeah. When you get that puppy, name it Furio. Send a picture. Do you guys know when the first whale gets to max wallet? And how does minting work a platinum NFT at max wallet?
Web does dies first. What?
I think when does. Yeah, when does the first whale
Oh, I
get
see,
to
right.
We've actually got one. Someone's already there.
Okay, it's not me.
No, someone made a major investment. So yeah, the platinum NFTs are coming out because there's some big utility going to be announced. Yeah, again, we'll see you next week. There's going to be a lot of big announcements coming out within the next 7 days. So yeah.
Okay, very cool. And yeah, so there's a few questions about the max payout. And again, just the reason that there needs to be a max payout is how percentages work. At a certain point, compounding is going to be so big that it would completely obliterate everyone else. So there really needs to be a max, or else the compounding just doesn't work out. It's how compounding interest works, is when you get to a certain number, the numbers get so crazy. You can just do a spreadsheet and run some compounding numbers, and you end up getting to some pretty crazy things after not too long, unless there's some kind of a max.
And that's why the whale tax is there as well, to stop individuals just draining the contract. So the taxation there reins that and brings it all back in at the end as well.
Yep, and it's like that question. I don't know if you guys have ever heard. Would you rather have $1 million or a penny that doubles every day for a month? And you immediately think, oh, I'd rather have $1 million. But if you double a penny every day for 30 days, you actually end up, I can't remember the exact number, but you end up with way more just because of that consistent compounding. So again, that's why that max is there, and the whale tax. Let's see. I'm going to skip some of these questions we already addressed earlier. So yeah, watch the replay if we don't get to all of them. When can I buy stickers to put on my Prius to promote this project?
Soon. We've got a merchandise store launching. So I said store then. I'm dealing with Americans a lot now. Shop front or store, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that'd be really. So we're just kind of looking at a few different basic products that we want them to be a certain quality, obviously. So yeah, that'll be another obvious use for your fuel. You can buy merchandise. So yeah, we'll be announcing that soon. We've got the whole storefront and everything else all kind of signed off. We're just going through the product bases and making sure we're happy with the product qualities of certain things.
Okay. All right. And we've got other people asking for Furio apparel, platinum NFT t-shirt, and things like that. So yes, I think that'll be a hit. Crypto wants to know, so Crypto Stu wants to know, so could you just run auto compound indefinitely and jump in and claim manually?
So with the current beta, we're limiting it to 7 days max, with, again, the idea as this thing gains traction and we're confident in the process, we will increase that. And so to answer your question, sort of, once this limit gets moved up higher, you could absolutely do that. You could say, hey, I want to claim every day for a year, and then just pop in there and, compound every day for a year and pop in there and claim whatever you want. The thing you got to remember is you would have to time those claims right before that auto compound is going to kick in. So maybe challenging, but definitely possible.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and then let's do last question here, and then we'll kind of wrap up. So I kind of wanted to keep this like a 30-minute burn event, and especially if we're going to be doing them regularly. I love that you guys had so many questions. Shows that you're interested in the project. So at the end of month 1, are you happy with how this protocol has been going and the progress so far? Charts definitely say yes. Wanted to know how the team feels.
Over the moon. Really happy.
That's awesome.
Delighted. We're delighted. All the things that we've put in, all the things that we wanted to work have worked. And we're just really excited because it's the most important bit is giving us the platform we want to move on to the next exciting development. So yeah, we're forever looking forward. We're made up, and this is the perfect place for us to move forward from.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Well, I think especially with the type of market, just that you guys launched in and that it's been here, I think, you couldn't have asked probably for better than it's going. So great work to you guys, and keep building, and great community. Thank you guys for all your questions. And again, watch that past AMA if you'd like to know more. And if you have more questions, we're gonna go ahead and cut them off. There's more questions coming in, which maybe I need to every AMA just say it's a burn event, and then we'll get all sorts of questions. But feel free to jump in their Discord. I know they would be more than happy to answer all of your questions. I'll post a link to the Discord here as well. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you guys back soon. I guess keep your eyes open for in a week. There'll be some announcements coming up, some alpha. So keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll have the team back for more of these going forward.
Nice one.
Brilliant.
Awesome. So yeah, thank you, audience. On your way out, please hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, Furio team, appreciate you guys as well. Keep building, and hope project continues to do well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Take care.